Thanks, Paul. And thank you for taking the time to join us. So good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. And as Paul said, my name is Neil Woodcock. I work in the product marketing team, and today I'll be talking about Mitel OfficeLink. You might have heard about OfficeLink over the last couple of months because we actually launched it in middle of April, I think. But we've just been making sure, seeding it out to partners, and now we're ready to actually drive it forward and drive its attachment and drive the marketing campaign of for Mitel OfficeLink on the My Voice Office 250. So for the first couple of minutes, I'm just going to, for anyone that's not aware of what Mitel OfficeLink is, I'll just quickly explain it. Basically, it's as you can see, it's a mobile solution for small business communities. It's an application that will work on iOS and Android devices for your end customers. It works at the moment only on the My Voice Office 250, and it's particularly tailored to how small businesses work. Because small businesses are very much still voice-centric, the whole design of OfficeLink has been about voice and simplifying voice and making sure first call resolution, communication for mobility for the employees, so they can always receive the customer's call. And this will relate to better customer user experiences. And as I'm sure is the case for yourself, it certainly is for myself. When an application, I want it to look modern and to be simple to use. And when you see some of the applications that are in the marketplace today, they're very, very sophisticated, but incredibly simple to use. And this is what we've tried to do with OfficeLink. We've tried to put the functionality in, but make it easy and low cost, which we'll talk about later on. But it's also a great way for yourselves to revisit your installed base of My Voice Office 250 customers, and also a great way to win new business on the My Voice Office 250. So in terms of what is it? Well, as I mentioned, it's very voice-centric. We wanted to make it easy to use, highly visual, and just simple to instantly work out. And I've got a little video in a minute which will showcase the actual demo of it. We wanted to have the business features that are being requested for today. So we've items like transfer, call park, mid-call features, group call-in. All of this is inside the application, and it works with the Office 250, as I mentioned. You have a secure one-on-one or group chat and presence, so the employees can stay connected. The contact management syncs between the Office 250 and Mitel OfficeLink, so it your corporate contacts will be on the application. And it's a subscription, so it's easy to buy and easy to expand. But one thing I just wanted to mention quickly that's not on this slide is, you may have heard when we're talking about Mitel OfficeLink, reference to Mitel CloudLink. I just wanted to clarify that Mitel CloudLink is it's the enabler behind the technology. So basically, for the Office 250, it's Mitel CloudLink Gateway is a little box that will plug into the 250. It's about the size of a hockey puck, maybe a tiny bit bigger, and that basically is the enabler to draw the application from the cloud to sync with the 250 and push, and that's how the application talks to the 250. So it's CloudLink is the enabler, OfficeLink is the application. So hopefully this will work. This is the first time I've actually tried inserting a video into a presentation through ReadyTalk, the webinar system we're using. So hopefully this use case video will quickly showcase, it's about a minute long, we'll showcase a few use cases.
The ever-changing demands on today's small businesses mean employees aren't spending time tied to a desk, even if they're expecting an important call. Take this small architectural firm. It has a staff of 10, and on any given day, you can find key members of their team off-site, visiting properties, consulting with contractors, and meeting with clients. This company already has an office phone system with multiple inbound lines. They rely on typical reception features, like transferring and parking calls. But a busy team at a growing business can't always be in the office. Even with a great phone system, it can sometimes be difficult to reach them. With Mitel OfficeLink, the same powerful calling features used at the office are now available on every employee's mobile phone. With a touch of a finger, Mitel OfficeLink provides easy access to transferring, parking, and managing inbound calls, whenever and wherever it's needed. Now, important calls no longer go to voicemail. Employees stay current with rapidly changing events, and the entire business better aligns their resources to work more efficiently and effectively. So if you want a mobile communication solution that is flexible, affordable, and created with your small business in mind, then it's time to go mobile with Mitel OfficeLink.
So hopefully that video just showed a quick use case about mobile workers and how OfficeLink can work with it. But the next video we're going to do, which is about 6.5 minutes long, is an actual demo of Mitel OfficeLink. Unfortunately, the person who did the demo, Kevin Summers, who is part of our PLM organisation, couldn't join us today due to a prior commitment. But he recorded this live demo, on a webinar he did a couple of weeks ago. And the feedback we got was that it was very informative and showcased OfficeLink and made it easily recognizable of the key aspects. So hopefully you'll find this video useful.
Basically, I'm exporting the display from my mobile phone onto this screen share panel in the webinar. This is the home screen. Okay, so on the iPhone, you've got 20 user contact tiles. Users can configure, they can put whatever avatar they want there, their photo or a quirky little avatar, or they can just leave it blank and the system defaults to their first initial and their last initial. Also, in the lower right, you'll see the status of that user. Basically, it's their presence. And the name, the first name that is provisioned against that user. So this is the home screen. And displayed across the top are call park locations. So this is one of the really cool differentiators. I have not seen this anywhere. I would love to know if anyone else has seen call park supported in this sort of app. But basically, you have the ability to park calls and retrieve them on the app, which is rather novel. Up here to the top, to the right, you can in the dial pad, it's pretty obvious. You see these in many similar apps, but you can dial out. You are able to dial out to the PSTN if you need. All calls out to the PSTN or in from the PSTN go through the PBX before they reach the app. So if you see here, I've got Anders, work colleague. When I tap on that, I have a couple of options here. I can pull up his contact information to the right. And again, this was all pulled in via that onboarding process. Remember when I talked about his dynamic contact exchange. So I'm able then to launch a chat with Anders if I wanted, or I can look at the activity. Basically, he and I didn't have any, but if we'd had some call history activity, you'd see it there. And so I have Anders' information there. I can create basically a group by, in this case, I'm tapping. You may not be able to see this, but I'm dragging Tom over to Tim, and now I'm going to go ahead and create a group. Really powerful function here. So basically, I've created a group with Tom and Tim, and I got to give that group a name. Move contacts to group. Tom and Tim, my two R&D guys. I'm able to save that, and now I'm able to create that group. And I can actually call Tom and Tim from here or text with them if I like. That's a pretty slick capability, just being able to do that group dynamic, group collaboration capability. And then I tap this. This is the search capability across all of, it's a global search across all of my texts, and of course it has, you know, the typical timestamping that you'd expect there. And these are, this is persistent chat, right? So it does keep a record of the chats. Here's my contact list. Today, these are all, this is basically the directory that's provisioned on the PBX. In the future, we will offer the ability to have external contacts in here. That's something that's actually in development right now. But today, this basically reflects all of the contacts that are on the 250. When I go over here to the next tray, that shows the call history. So it shows my call history with Martin. Oops, I'm not going to call him. But basically, I can tap that and call Martin back. So that's really helpful and to be expected in these types of apps. Also, I've got settings here, so I can set my avatar. I can provide feedback to Mitel. If I have an issue, I can get in here and report an issue, which is kind of nice. If a user encounters a problem, they're able to do that. You can tweak your themes here. So if I wanted to make it a little more of a green theme, I could do that. And need help will take me out to the mitel.help experience. So that's a pretty handy capability. And then of course I can log out, and this is where the version of the app is displayed. And then I think the only other thing, let me think here if there was something else I wanted to mention. I think that pretty much, oh yes. So if you look off to the lower left next to, in the bottom of the main tray, this is where I can set my state, basically my present state. So I've got green, which is available. I've got red, which is I'm busy. And this red with a white slash through it is do not disturb. Very, very cool capability there. When I set that, I have now set do not disturb also for my extension on the desk set. So I'm able to set do not disturb, and whatever rules you have enabled for do not disturb immediately kick in, but I can go ahead and disable that as well. I'll go ahead and stop streaming and just mention you don't necessarily have to have a physical phone to be able to use the app, which is kind of neat for people that may be on the road that simply have, the customer doesn't need a physical phone for that particular employee. They can equip them with the app. They can, enjoy all the capabilities of being part of the PBX with the app. And, this can be powerful for, say, a salesperson that might be on the road quite a bit, maybe remote users. It can be useful for seasonal workers depending on a company's business. So, for example, maybe you hire a couple of part-timers around Christmas time, or maybe in the summer, maybe you are running a hotel or a resort or something like that, and you'd like to be able to enable some of your part-timers to be part of the enterprise. You can equip them with the mobile app, and they're able to be productive as part of that. And yes, you can remap the license if that part-timer then leaves the company. You can reuse that license for the next employee.
Okay, hopefully you found that useful. I appreciate it. It's not HD quality. The actual source video is a lot sharper, and we will make that available to our partners because it's a great way in about 7 minutes and 9 seconds, I think it actually is, just to showcase OfficeLink very quickly. One aspect of thing also to remember is it's a great way to introduce OfficeLink, but there are the demo kits available, which I think is $300 when it's 20 licenses of OfficeLink, which is a great way to get a feel for yourselves and to because what we've noticed with this application is very much if you use them every day, then you very much see the benefits of them and push them more, because we think this will be a huge seller. And as you can see, we're actually going for a 50% attachment rate on new My Voice Office 250 sales. And I'll talk about this more in a couple of slides, but it's all about, we've changed the My Voice Office 250 base packs to include the OfficeLink just to increase simplicity and ease of use for ordering and quoting, for example. On the installed base, which I'll also talk about in a minute, we've talking to a number of partners, and we've had great ideas that when talking to your end customers about renewing your SWA, for example, is a great way then to introduce OfficeLink to your installed base. And as Paul mentioned, that we actually kicked off our marketing campaign for OfficeLink yesterday, and we'll have demand gen going out. We'll have the use case videos. There's 3 use case videos. There's overview videos. There's flyers, social campaigns. But I'll also talk about that a bit more. So over the next, moving forward, we will be talking about OfficeLink a lot, and we will be seeding the market quite substantially. So I mentioned how previously we want to, well, going forward, we want Mitel OfficeLink to be attached as standard on the My Voice Office 250. So previously you had the Office 250 base pack, IP or digital, and then you could go into the apps and add OfficeLink. For incremental seats, obviously, you add more licenses or for IP or digital or for OfficeLink. So what we've done now, and this is actually in CPQ as of last Thursday, which I'll show in a minute, we've created 2 new base packs, and they will be the front and center and the standard base packs moving forward. Once again, they're IP or digital, but they've got a 10-user pack of Mitel OfficeLink built in, and that includes the CloudLink gateway as well. So for incremental seats, whether it's just as normal, so if you want to add more IP or digital licenses, you just add them as you did previously, and if you want to add more OfficeLink licenses, you just go to apps within CPQ and add them. It's just about simplicity. So if you haven't actually been in CPQ since last Thursday on the 250, this is now how it now looks. So as you can see, the base packages I mentioned are now front and center and right at the top, and it's the IP base pack with 10 users and the digital base pack with OfficeLink with 10 users. So that will be the ones as standard. We do have the other base packages underneath that you've been used to before, but going forward, these new ones will be front and center. And what they basically do, just to, as I mentioned about simplicity, it basically takes the old IP or digital base pack for the Office 250 and then just attaches the part number for the basic 10-user OfficeLink to them. So it's basically, as I mentioned, I've said this again, simplicity, sounded like a broken record, but it is just to make the flow easier for your sellers. This is just feedback we got from quite a number of partners, so we implemented it just to make it simple. So as I mentioned, we are driving for a 50% attachment rate on new 250 sales. So hopefully this will make your job easier. So I mentioned earlier about introducing OfficeLink when renewing SWA. So obviously at the moment SWA is available in 1-year and 3-year terms, and so is OfficeLink 1-year or 3-year licenses. So it delivers an incremental value, and we've had the feedback we've had from quite a few partners is they always go after the 3-year SWA renewal, and they're going to try and attach the 3-year OfficeLink pack at the same time, just to add that added value. But obviously, if your strategy is 1-year SWA, please try and attach the 1-year OfficeLink pack. One partner in particular, I won't name names, but is going to use the 3-year SWA renewal and the 3-year Mitel OfficeLink 10 pack. They're going to offer that on finance and then turn it into a monthly cost for their customers. It's just ideas like this which will help the attachment rate to achieve, because we think this is such a differentiator and such a driving forward application for the Office 250. We think it will be very successful. We have had comments about the revenue to our partners about OfficeLink. So what I wanted to do is quickly showcase how volume really adds sales to it, adds revenue to yourselves. So for example, new sales of OfficeLink, say you have 20 250s a quarter with 16 seats and 16 OfficeLink users per those sales. That equals 6,750 per quarter, 27,000 a year, and 81,000 over 3 years. And the same if on SWA. So I just took a round number. Say you have 1,000 My Voice Office 250 customers. We got that number by basically the last 10 years of the Office 250. That's how we came up with 1,000 because we signed the 250 that long. So basically, say we're anticipating maybe a 1 in 4 attachment of SWA of OfficeLink to SWA renewals. So that came out over 3 years to 100,000, sorry. So over 3 years, that's $283,500 worth of pure margin that could be left on the table. It's a huge amount, and this is why we wanted to showcase. Okay, we appreciate the revenue per deal might not be fantastic, but by going for bulk and touching it through the news base package, it starts to build up significant revenue for yourselves. These figures were done on assuming a gold partner status commission of 22% and 3 years average lifetime of customer for OfficeLink. If you have any questions, a really useful quick reference area is on the web, is mitel.help. It's got FAQs, it's got quick feature walkthroughs, onboard support. It is a fantastic quick reference site, so I strongly recommend you take just a couple of minutes just to have a look through. I constantly refer back to this because my short-term memory is shocking, to be honest. So this is just a quick reference site that is awesome. And as I mentioned, we've started our marketing campaign. We have a partner campaign content ready for you, so emails, landing pages, co-branding, and this will be is available in the Marketing Partner Hub. So go and have a look there. If you have any issues, contact your CAM, and we'll sort it for you. We have lots of marketing assets. We have infographics, overview videos, product overview videos. We are launching banner adverts, which you'll start to see, and these links to the landing pages are also available. We're starting a social campaign, actually yesterday at about 3 p.m. Eastern. I was on Facebook and I had a chuckle because the first thing on my screen when I went to most recent posts was a Mitel OfficeLink post. So our social manager, Ashley, has done a fantastic job to push it out exactly on the time frame she promised. And these, a lot of these assets are available for yourselves to utilize, to take, and to push out. So please take advantage of what we've created and push it to your installed base. There'll be flyers available that if you, I know one partner has asked us for a flyer, which we're going to be making general availability as co-branded, which when he sends out an invoice, is just going to include the flyer. And please take advantage of the resources that will be made available. If you do have any questions, please speak to your CAM or your field marketing Mitel representative. But with that, I'll pass on to Steve, who's going to talk about Connect.